It's coffee time, and I'm here with Hannah from Yogscast, who's very pretty and being a wonderful guest for me today.
Well, I've got coffee, so I'm good. I'm good.
I just said, you come over, I'll make you coffee, and we'll make a video, and it all worked out.
Yeah, it did. It did. It's
Very
really good.
magical. I have to ask, because I always ask when people guest star on here, how do you take your coffee? And do you like strong or weak coffee?
I like strong coffee. And I shouldn't like sugar in it because I like a lot of sugar in it.
That's my problem too.
I try a sweetener, it's not the same.
Mm-mm.
So, black and strong and sugary.
Yeah.
Occasionally milk, but no.
People always say, if you just use like a flavored creamer instead, then you won't put as much sugar in there. But it's not the same.
No.
It's not as good.
It's not as good. It's never as good.
No. I have been curious about this. You guys should know that this is like one of the first times that Hannah and I have been able to just the two of us like sit and chat, which I'm excited about because we both are associated with wildlife animals, and I have to know, do you actually love owls, or do people just associate you with owls all the time?
It's kind of a long story because
okay, I'm ready.
Well, when I was young, cats. We had a lot of cats, so that's why.
Yeah.
Sherlock over there, and
they bonded.
Yeah. Lewis is allergic to cats, so I don't get to see cats a lot. So when I do see cats, I'm just like, I've always liked birds of prey as well, but it sort of started as a running joke that the guy, I don't know what it was. Maybe it might have been the whole I was a moonkin in in WoW.
Yeah.
So it was just like, Hannah automatically likes owls.
Right.
Luckily, birds of prey quite liked, so not a problem. And then there was the whole Hannah worked at a bird sanctuary. And we've had people email in, go like, I'm starting to look after some owls in a bird sanctuary. Have you got any tips? And it's like, that was a troll. But no, it's sort of it's almost like it started out as a little bit of a joke that actually was fairly true.
Right, yeah.
So
it all kind of worked out. I had a friend who, she really liked pigs when she was younger. Yeah, she was really into them for some reason. And so her family kept getting her like cutesy pig things, like little statues and pillows and things. And I didn't meet her until she was in her early 30s. And even at that age, she was like, people in my family still get me pig stuff, and I don't like pigs anymore.
Oh, God.
I was like, that would be so sad, because I get sent fox things all the time. I'm like, oh, it would be so sad if one day I was like, I'm just not feeling foxes anymore.
Do you get foxes over here?
No, not really. I mean, they exist, but we never ever see them.
If you were in England, you probably would hate foxes.
That's what everybody tells me.
They make the worst noises. It's like, I mean, I'm guessing you've heard the noises they make. It's like a person being killed.
Yeah. It's like shrieky.
Yeah. And at my uni, we used to have a local, like, I don't know, pack. I'm pretty sure they don't roll in a pack. But,
right.
And it's just, I don't want to hear another bloody fox and stuff. I mean, they're adorable, especially like the Arctic foxes.
Right.
They're adorable. But in England, they're almost like a pest.
Yeah.
So,
are they? Yeah. I guess they would be kind of like raccoons. Like, do they go through trash and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess a little bit like possums as well. Maybe I don't know how we saw a baby possum at E3.
Really? I was about to say, I don't think that I've ever actually run into a possum in real life.
It was right in front of E3. It managed to get across the road, like running away from E3. Didn't get hit by a car, but then Simon like chased it around a parking lot trying to get a photo, and it was just like, you should probably leave it alone.
Of course he did.
He might have tweeted it. I don't know, but
yeah.
It was sad because I think I'm pretty sure that possums, like the mums, if they lose a baby, they're not that bothered. They don't come back for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just like, well, this baby is probably not gonna last E3.
Maybe it'll be a survivor. Oh, maybe it'll just be so strong.
I hope so. And then we'll come back next year and there'll just be an E3 possum.
Yes.
And we're like, it's E3 possum.
Perfect. It's that same possum. It must be. How was E3 for you?
Tiring. Really tiring.
Yeah, same for me.
I ended up doing most of the interviews for us, whereas the guys, I'm not going to spoil what they did because I don't know when this is going out and when their stuff's going out.
Yeah.
But
this will go up today, so it's probably best that you not.
No, they did a few. There's a few things they did. So they potted about. So there's a few videos that have already gone out, and then there's some more coming. But it is literally they go to E3 to have a fun time, to look at stuff. They do a few interviews, but mainly it's to get an idea of what's happening and to just this is our holiday basically.
Yeah, totally.
So because this is our holiday, I decided that I would do about like 10 interviews.
That sounds nightmarish to me.
My voice is going slowly, and I've sort of got a cough every now and then, which the Division guys found quite funny because the whole point of the Division is there's this plague thing that's spread by like a flu.
Oh, that's right.
And so I had an interview with them and I started coughing and they were like, "Did you touch?" Because I went to the press event for Ubisoft.
Right.
And money coming out.
The money that flew, and then I had to awkwardly come out and be like, "That's not real money, by the way."
Yeah. It's like, "Did you touch the money?" And I was like, "I might have done." They're like, "Oh, you're infected."
Hilarious.
Yeah, so funny. But no, I predominantly came with Ubisoft. They invited me to come and look at their games.
Oh,
which
awesome.
was really nice.
Yeah.
So they said, like, we know there's a shooter thing and there's a racing thing, but we can't tell you what they are. We don't know ourselves.
Right.
Because it's kept so secret.
Oh, wow.
And then so I saw the crew in the Division. It was just like, this is amazing. And then went to see Telltale about The Walking Dead.
Oh,
which is good.
I'm so excited for that.
Because it's the 400 Days DLC,
right?
It's about the length of one episode. It's very it's just I think they were calling it like 1.5.
Oh, okay.
Before they had a name for it, and then Walking Dead 2 is coming out later this year.
Right.
So it's literally just to tide everyone over until the next bit, but like choices carry over, which is quite cool.
That is
so from like
super cool
1 to 1.5. 1.5 to 2, and it's 5 new people, and their stories from between day 1 and day 400 of the infection.
Right.
And yeah, it looked really cool. He sort of showed us a little bit of one of the stories, and you know the choices are still there, and just all the horrible stuff. And it looks good. It looks really good. But on the interview, I have a feeling that the only thing the viewers are going to say is, "You're interviewing a man that looks like Wolverine." Because he looked like Wolverine, and it was
best interview ever.
I came out of it, and Duncan, like the only question Duncan had was just, "Did you tell him he looked like Wolverine?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure he knows."
This is very important. Like, are you aware?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, do you style yourself? I mean, he must know and play up to it, but it's just really, Duncan, of all the things you could, like, you could ask anything, and it's just, do you think he knows? Probably.
Is he aware? It would be kind of hilarious if he wasn't aware. The only time that I've seen Duncan this whole time was at that party that we were all at. And, like, he and I made eye contact really awkwardly. And then I waved, and then he waved, and then we just walked away from each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, one day, Duncan, one day you and I are actually going to meet. We're going to have a discussion about something.
He's very chill about everything.
Yeah.
So he went to see, like, Hotline Miami, too, and things like that.
God, that game looks so good.
And he doesn't really like to do the interviews, but he doesn't mind doing occasional, like, videos on stuff. So he was playing, like, Mighty Quest for Epic Loot.
Yeah.
So, in theory, he's got a video about that coming out when he does something with it.
Right.
But no, he just sort of comes for the experience. It's not... I sort of get thrown to the wolves of the devs and do all this stuff.
I hear you're really, really good at the interviews, though.
I try.
Everybody says you're super good at them. I know that I'm awful at
them. The thing is, I try and pre-plan. So I've got, like, in my phone, even if I don't look at my phone, I've got stuff that I would ask, and a lot of it is very generic. So it's like, what's the combat like? What's the story like?
Yeah,
all this sort of stuff.
Just basic questions.
But then I went to Warner Brothers, and I was just like, well, I've got an interview for Batman. That's fairly simple. It's Batman.
Yeah.
There's various questions you could ask, including like, you know, it's a new load of people developing it. So there's a question like, how are you gonna work with that?
Yeah.
And they basically said, you know, we're massive fans of Batman. We don't want to make it look like it's out of place. And I said, well, that's great. And but then the PR guy was just like, right, okay, now we've got Dying Light. You've got an interview for Dying Light. I was like, I don't actually know, other than it's about zombies. What?
No, you're like.
So I literally was just like, and the guy was Russian, so I couldn't pronounce or say his name in any way.
Oh, no.
And so, oh god, so we'll see how that turned out.
Yeah.
But the Watchdog guy Watch Dogs guy said to me, like, it's really nice to be interviewed by someone who knows what they're talking about. I was like, well, I'm glad it looked that way. Because, I don't have a clue. I just sort of make it up.
Yeah.
I have prompts and that's it.
That game looks really good.
Mm.
I want to play it so bad because I can't, like, I keep seeing, demos of it and watching other people play it, and I'm like, but what is it actually like to play that game? Is it overwhelming because there's so many different choices that you can make in the moment? And I don't know.
It's just sort of, and the Evil Within, I think it is.
Yeah. I saw you tweeted a picture of that dude.
Boxman.
Yeah.
That is his name, actually, Boxman. And
it's like Pyramid Head all over again.
I got a very brief chat, which is sort of on camera but not, because the proper interview was not with him, but I got to talk to Shinji Mikami.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a very serious man.
Is he?
He talks at the camera the whole time, like completely no one else is
just
there.
Like stares right into the lens.
He also has a translator.
Okay.
So it's like you ask him something and it goes over to the translator and then he replies all the time looking at the camera. And then the man replies and then I get the answer and I'm just like, well, who am I looking at? Like, I know with some people there's a lot of etiquette with translators. Like, sometimes they're not on camera at all. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't even acknowledge them.
Yeah.
This guy was like, whatever. Like, I'll just stand here. That's fine.
He'll stare at the camera. I'll translate things, and then we'll just roll with it.
Yeah. So that was really strange, but that looks crazy from the demo.
The original trailer, I was sad that it was all just like a live action kind of vague trailer. Like, it was interesting, but because it's a new IP, I feel like it didn't really service it very well.
The demo is pretty much Resident Evil.
Okay.
But it's because obviously he is the Resident Evil.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly.
So it's like, what do you expect? But 5 and 6 and Revelations were done so badly that it's like, well, actually, I don't really care. It looks like good Resident Evil.
Awesome.
It's not, because they were saying survival horror has sort of gone into this action-adventure route. Mm-hmm. It's not what it used to be. Ammo isn't limited.
Right.
You're not sort of flailing wildly anymore, trying to do stuff. And the demo that we were shown is right at the start. And you go to investigate an asylum, because why not?
Because, of course.
Like, the police have all gone, and then for some reason, I don't know whether you're an elite team or you're just more police, but you turn up, there's like 20 police cars, no one is there. Like, it's completely abandoned. There's no blood, there's no guns, nothing. You go in, there's just bodies everywhere.
Oh.
Random stuff happens, which I'm not going to spoil, because it's like, well, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And you end up, like, hanging upside down in a room full of dead corpses, with this man with a chainsaw chasing you through the corridors of the asylum.
No. That sounds like everything I hate.
All kinds of Japanese horror, and it's what the hell is going on?
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay, you've convinced me.
It's one of these things that I love to watch films, and I love to play them, but at the same time I hate to play them. So we'll see.
It's much easier to watch horror movies than to play horror games, I think. Because in the horror games you have to actually do things. Yeah, you have to make yourself do stuff. I'm just like, I don't want to go around that corner. No. Whereas in a movie you can yell at somebody, don't go around that corner, but they're going to do it anyway. So, yeah. Well, I guess both give me creepy dreams in the end. So.
Oh, I love horror.
Yeah,
I love horror.
Same here.
Netflix has become a bad thing. I refused to subscribe to it for so long, and now I have, and it's just like there are so many movies with the same plot but slightly different, and I can watch all of them.
Is the British Netflix getting better? Because I know that I feel like pretty much every time Netflix is brought up, if somebody is from the UK, they're like, gosh, yours is so bad.
It's pretty bad.
But you get horror movies.
You get some of them. I mean, you get a lot of the B movies that are made, like, there's this I can't remember what the name of the studio is, but it's a studio that basically does rip-offs of things. So, like, Paranormal Activity, they've made, like, Paranormal Entity.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, there's some, and you just look at the names, you're like, I know exactly what it is. I can't remember what they are. I'm trying to think of one.
There was a sort of parody movie that the name was close enough to the actual movie's name that I thought it was the real movie.
It'll probably be by that studio because
Yeah.
they trick you.
Yeah, I watched, I think, like an hour of it with Husky, and he and I were just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
These are like After Effects sort of explosions happening right now.
It's just like there was Transformers, and I can't remember what they renamed it to. I think it was like Robot Transform or something, and I can't remember what it was. It was just like, this is clearly a rip-off of Transformers.
Right.
And then like Journey to the Centre of the Earth was like Voyage to the Centre of the Earth.
Amazing.
And they just changed like one word, but the quality is something entirely different. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's almost wonderful in some cases.
Yes. I love stuff like that.
But no, there's one thing that makes me sad about the UK Netflix is no Star Trek.
Oh.
Yeah, because they've got US has all the Star Treks.
Yeah, we have like all of it.
You've got it. There was a massive, because I looked this up, there was a massive deal ages ago about them signing it, and apparently on the 1st of July this contract expires. Unless they re-sign, it's all going. And I'm thinking,
oh
no! They'd be dumb not to, but I'm hoping at the same time they negotiate for UK, because, like,
yeah,
let's just say it reduces piracy.
Oh, I bet. I bet that's absolutely true. There have been times when I've signed on to Netflix and been like, I know I saw this movie on there. I would love to watch it. And I go on to watch it and it's been taken off. Yeah, that's been happening a lot just recently, I think.
I guess they're sort of refreshing their library or something, or the contracts. But I don't know how it works, but...
Yeah, I think sometimes the bigger companies are like, is this really worth it? And like you were saying, in the end, it reduces piracy, so I think it is worth it, but maybe they're not. Maybe they don't feel that way. I don't know.
Well, sad face.
But maybe we'll get to see Man of Steel together later. I didn't go to the midnight showing. I skipped it because I had too many feelings about Hannibal. I've been watching the Hannibal TV show, and the latest episode came out yesterday, and I felt a lot of feelings, and I didn't.
God, is it? I haven't watched Hannibal. So.
If you like really, since we were talking about horror stuff, if you like really, really interesting kind of horror stuff, it's an entire TV show of that.
Good.
So I've been.
Is it season 1? Or
yeah, season 1.
So I guess we'll see it in like 3 years. Oh God.
Next week, season 1 ends. So maybe it'll.
I bet you would be on Netflix UK before he's on TV.
You think so?
Maybe. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
It seems like Game of Thrones as well. I haven't seen the last episode because we were here, and then we were out at a meal, and we all suddenly was like, oh no! Yeah, we missed the wedding, like the second wedding.
Right.
So I mean, I've read all the books, so I know what's going to happen.
Oh, so there you go.
But that's like because it comes out on Mondays in the UK on like HBO.
Yeah, it's Sundays here and then Mondays.
So everyone ends up like pre-recording it on skyboxes and things, and then everyone sits down with Ventrilo open and watches it. As like
that's amazing.
It's insane.
That sounds great.
It is really great fun, and so like Oleana Tyrell just went down a storm. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Diana Rigg, I think it is, who plays her, and we found Joffrey in this film we watched ages ago called Shrooms, and he plays a kid with a bag on his head. It's an Irish film, and it probably is still on Netflix, and it's just the biggest. It's the biggest what the hell film. If you want to see a talking cow, like,
I do want to see that.
It's so yeah. Come on, yeah.
It's on Netflix, guys.
It's also got confirmed. I think Robert, because is it Jack Huston? I don't know who Joffrey is anymore.
Who are you?
No, it's not.
It's not him.
I think it's Jack something though. But Robert Hoffman, I think, is the sniper dude in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, okay.
But we watched the whole thing, and because he hasn't got the mask on.
Yeah.
We right at the start, we're like, oh, he looks like is it Richard something?
I'm so bad.
Whatever his name is.
So bad.
We're like, oh, it looks like that guy, and then halfway through, I went to the IMDb page. I was like, it actually is. Like, what the hell? And so like he's British, which we didn't know.
Genre. Oh, it's a horror. Slasher, serial killer, supernatural horror.
It's something.
What?
It's something.
I like that the next thing is the Magic School Bus kids show.
Shrooms. Someone has somehow linked shrooms with the Magic School Bus. I can see it.
Netflix, you're doing so poorly at this.
Oh, jeez. What worries me is also the Magic School Bus has like 4.5 stars.
And Shrooms has less.
Well, I can see why it has less, but oh my god.
Man, Magic School Bus. People used to love that show. I don't know. Did you ever have that show?
Oh, we did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. We were talking about one of the guys is Xylus, who's from Holland.
Okay.
And so they had the Magic School Bus, but they like translate things really weirdly.
Okay.
So it sort of translates the same. The theme is the same, but the words are slightly different. I can't even remember what it was, but we were looking at Postman Pat as well. And over there it's called like Peter Post or something. And he translated it for us. So like the first few lines is like Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat and his black and white cat. In Holland it's something like Peter Post delivering letters to keep the economy running. Like, what the hell, Holland? Or I don't know, Netherlands. What the hell? Like, why? Like, the cat doesn't even have a name in that one. But it's the same, it's just redubbed entirely. So it's got like the Royal Mail British sticker.
Yeah.
The registration of Pat's van says Pat 1 on Peter's van.
Yeah. That's really funny, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes translations are just so, like, why did you make this choice? I don't understand.
Why keep the economy? I don't understand. Like, why? And why have the priorities? Especially in, like, the Netherlands, of all places. Like, I can understand, like, Switzerland's a fairly efficient country, maybe like there, but I just don't understand.
Maybe it's because they're concerned about it. They want to make sure that anybody watching is like, oh yeah, the economy.
They're trying to like brainwash their kids at a young age.
Right.
That the economy is very important.
Yeah,
maybe that's why they're doing well.
Take the economy very seriously.
Maybe that's why they're doing well. And Britain's economy is awful because like
because the kids weren't brainwashed into caring. Oh no.
Oh, that's terrifying. God, what other subliminal messaging is in kids' stuff?
I know, right? There were some shows. My dad was like a crazy hippie for a while, and there were some shows that he like did not want me watching when I was young, like Sesame Street. He didn't want me watching Sesame Street.
Right, I didn't really watch it anyway.
Daddy, I love you. I know you're gonna watch this later, but
I hate Barney. Oh my god. Because we had like the 6 to 7 a.m. showings on Saturdays on British TV. Was like on one hand you had like Sesame Street on one channel, and then the other channel was like Barney.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm Barney. I don't like overly cheerful children's things. So it's just like Barney, I hate you. Like I don't think anyone in the UK likes Barney the dinosaur because he's too cheerful. And we're all very, very cynical.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So instead we had Camberwick Green, which is just like,
do tell.
Oh god, it's like a stop motion thing of like this village, and you've got loads of different characters, and I don't even know when it's from, but it was obviously like played again in the early 90s, and so it's done in a really sort of like, oh, Windy Miller has lost his whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, the power's gone out in Camberwick Green. Oh, what a shame. And it was so... I tried watching it back and I was like, what the hell is this? And it's really just... You've just got all this stuff, and every time there's some small disaster. And it's just these small little stop motion characters just doing this.
They just kind of like deal with the problem and then move on with their lives.
Yeah, and then there's the herbs, which is another thing, where it's just like a secret garden full of characters that are named after herbs.
Okay.
So like Parsley the Lion and all this stuff. And this is all like British TV in like the 70s. 60s, 70s, so of course it's a little bit like, what the hell?
Like a little
what's
weird.
going on? Slightly racist as well, in some cases. So like Paprika was a very racist Indian character. It's like, oh my god, what is this? With a terrible accent.
Yeah.
It's just... I don't know why they were showing it again, but they were fantastic programmes because they were just so weird.
Yeah.
And they all the herbs had a song. And it's just insane. Like, go and Google or YouTube the herbs and see if you can find, or the herbs Parsley the Lion.
Okay.
See if you can find it. It's just.
I'm excited to Google that later.
You
because
won't be.
it sounds like there were lots of good things happening on TV.
Good. God, I don't know anymore. And then so you watch all that, and then you have the Magic School Bus,
Mhm.
and then you'd swap over to the other channels and watch, like, I think it was called Dig It, which is like the Disney thing in like the early
Okay.
90s, which had like DuckTales, the mummy thing,
okay.
gargoyles, all
Oh, Gargoyles! I loved that show.
yeah.
And the Aladdin show, I loved that show.
Oh yeah, that was on there as well.
Mhm.
So all the good early Disney,
Mhm.
pre like High School Musical and
and
That's So
before
Raven.
everything did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the good days.
I know.
I tried watching Gargoyles again, and it's most of the cast of The Next Generation.
Really?
The evil woman is played by Troy.
Yeah.
And then Riker does one of the voices, and I just was like, I can't watch this because it's just Troy and Riker.
That's so crazy.
And
I
Michael
haven't tried to
Dorn as
watch Gargoyles in forever, but
Once you hear it, that'll be it.
it's just over.
It's the same as I think the new Castlevania has
Mhm.
got Patrick Stewart.
Oh.
I was just like, oh, it's Picard. I can't.
Yeah, he's always Picard.
He would always be Picard. Yeah.
Good times. It's fantastic, wonderful moments with children's TV.
I miss children's TV.
I know, man. Well, thank you for joining me for coffee time.
That's all right.
How do people find you? Let them know your channels and whatnot.
You can find me at yogscast2, all one word. My Twitter is also at Lamadia, Lomadia. Oh man, it's been a long week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can find me yogscast2 YouTube channel, or just I'll be on the Yogscast.
She's around.
I'm around. You'll find me.
Yeah.
Or I'll find you.
Mm.
That's creepy. That's creepy.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Oh god.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye bye.